NBA players, the heroes of society, the needle movers, the ones who made it. We grew up watching our favorite stars compete and entertain us against the greatest competition in the world.
World champion of what?
But what about the ones we shouldn't look up to? The ones who are secretly demons behind closed doors. Yes, we're all humans, but some things not even us who didn't make the league would do. Let's take a look at the worst criminals in NBA history. Quick disclaimer, I'm gonna start off with a few lighter ones before we get into the real worst NBA criminals, so stick around for the end of the video.
This video, released today by the Prince George's County State's Attorney's Office, shows the dashboard camera of the Prince George's County police officer who pulled West over last September on the Beltway. The video shows West weaving in and out of his lane on a three-wheeler motorcycle. On
September 17, 2009, Delonte West was pulled over for making an unsafe lane change on his three-wheel motorcycle. West was then pulled over and questioned by police. The police ended up searching him and finding 2 handguns on him, one in his pocket and one attached to his leg. He had a guitar case on his back which had a shotgun in it with 116 shells and also a Bowie knife. That's actually kind of crazy. This NBA player is riding around on a three-wheeler motorcycle with all these weapons. All the guns were loaded as well. West was arrested and charged with 6 counts, 4 for the weapons as he received 1 for each, and 2 counts for reckless driving. He pleaded guilty for both possession of the knife and for transporting an illegal handgun. West was sentenced to 8 months home detention, 2 months probation, 40 hours of community service, and was suspended 10 NBA games as he was still in the league.
I'm shocked. First of all, I'm a fan of Zack Randolph. I like him a lot. I'm shocked at the stupidity of him finding himself in this situation. I won't go off about the weed.
Moving on to Zack Randolph now. This one's a bit different. It's not exactly one situation I'm going to talk about. I'm just going to go through the list of trouble that Zack Randolph has ran into with the law. So in May 2002, Randolph was only 20 years old, nearly 21 at the time, and he was arrested for underage drinking. Then later that year, in December 2003, he was arrested for driving without a license while also under the influence of marijuana. He then stayed out of trouble for a couple years. Moving on to December 2006, 2 vehicles, both registered under his name, were pulled over by Portland police for racing in a 20-kilometer speed zone. In December 2007, he was sued for assault after an incident with a stripper, although Randolph was not prosecuted due to the lack of evidence for this one. In 2009, he was arrested for driving under the influence. He was initially denied bail, but was eventually charged with only 1 count of reckless driving. And then his last one, May 2010. So Randolph's friend was driving the car. Randolph was not in the car himself, but they were pulled over and they found weed. Even though Randolph wasn't in the car, they ended up doing an investigation on this, and as they were trying to pin Randolph for a ongoing drug ring. But anyway, these are all kind of minor cases in the grand scheme of things when we move on to the next ones. I just wanted to start off with something a little bit less intense. Here are the real worst NBA criminals of all time.
The FBI arrested Crittenton Monday night at a Southern California airport as he was about to board a flight back to Atlanta. Authorities there have charged him in connection with a murder. He's accused of shooting and killing a 23-year-old woman named Jillian Jones outside of her home. She had been walking with 2 other men, but police don't believe she was the intended target.
Infamous for the locker room argument with former Wizards teammate Gilbert Arenas, where both players waved a loaded gun at each other. Crittenton was allegedly a member of the West Los Angeles gang, the Mansfield Gangster Crips. According to prosecutors, the intended victim was a rival gang member, but an innocent bystander was tragically shot instead. He was sentenced to 23 years in prison, which was then reduced to 10 years. He was later released in April 2023.
So when we talk, we just talk about sports. He's like, yeah, I'm coming home. I asked him about the story or what happened, and, he was like, the guy used the girl as a shield.
Oh, wow, okay.
The guy used the girl as a shield.
New tonight, a former Atlanta Hawks star player is in critical condition and a woman is dead after a horrific crash. Police say Darren Mookie Blaylock caused the accident along Terra Boulevard in Jonesboro.
In 2013, former Atlanta Hawk and NBA All-Star player Mookie Blaylock had not only had his driving license suspended for a DUI, but was also under doctor's orders to not drive at all due to seizures he had suffered due to alcohol withdrawal. Blaylock still decided to get behind the wheel, where he had blacked out, crashed, and tragically killed a woman. According to Sports Illustrated, Blaylock had specifically been told not to drive, even having previously signed a doctor's form directing him not to get behind the wheel. He was convicted and sentenced in 2014 to 15 years, with 3 to serve. Bates struggled with alcoholism throughout his career and retirement. It all went very wrong for him on January 17, 1998. After downing half a bottle of vodka, Bates went on a drive and attempted to rob a Texaco station at knife point for money to buy cocaine. He was arrested later that day as he was found passed out face down on a lawn. He was convicted of first and second degree assault, serving almost 5 years in New Jersey prison, where he was then placed on parole. He then violated his parole when cocaine showed up in his drug test 18 months later. Bates went back to Bayside and was released on March 23, 2008. Alright, I want to finish off on a more lighthearted one since this video is a bit serious. So let's move on to Charles Barkley. In 1991, Charles Barkley was on the 76ers and they were in Milwaukee playing the Bucks. After the game, Chuck went out. As he was leaving the bar around 2:30 AM, 3 guys approached him looking to fight. They were pressing Barkley and kind of like testing him, I guess, getting in his face a bit. So Barkley ended up taking his shirt off and did the quote Karate Kid move in hopes to scare them off. One of the 3 men, named James R. McCarthy, was a student at the University of Wisconsin in Milwaukee, still approached him. After Chuck's efforts taking his top off and acting like the Karate Kid, this guy still ended up approaching Chuck. So Chuck punched him straight in the face, ended up breaking the guy's nose, and was arrested in his hotel lobby around 6 to 7 in the morning.
And 2 guys backed up. There's one fool was standing right there. And I hit his ass as hard as I could. I broke his nose.
But yeah, that's all for today's video, guys. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. That was the worst criminals in NBA history. I'm going to be posting 1 video a week and putting a lot more effort into it, so make sure to leave a like. It really helps the channel, and subscribe if you want to see more NBA content coming soon. I want to finish today's video off with a quote by the famous Charles Barkley. He once said, "There are 5 real jobs in the world: a fireman, a teacher, policeman, doctor, and somebody who's in the armed services. If you don't have one of those 5 jobs, you shouldn't take your life that serious." So we'll finish up on that note, guys. Stay safe out there. I'll catch you later, and peace.